So what are the top 5 placements in a natal chart that reflects high sensitivity or being an empath as well? So I've been diving into the subject for over a year now, and these are the aspects I'm going to be sharing with you in this video, the top 5 placements in the natal chart. I just said that. So I'm going to share with you a couple of slides which I created as well with that. So we can talk about the placements. So the first placement that we find, here we go, are water placements and the Pisces and Virgo axis. So by far, this is very, very common. And again, I want you to think that not only those placements separately will be found in the natal chart, but when there is a combination of all of these different 5 placements here, we'll definitely be telling of the strength, you know, because sensitivity is on a spectrum. So there is a whole range of possibilities from, you know, lowest to highest as well. So it's a bit subjective, but the more you have of these placements here, the deeper, the stronger the sensitivity will be. So water placements, Virgo, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, I'm got foggy brain today. So at the end of my cycle, I'm feeling very foggy minded. Okay, so Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces will be featuring very strongly, but also Virgo. So when we have a combination of Pisces and Virgo, so Pisces, Virgo on the lunar nodes, or oppositions as well, Sun in Virgo, Moon in Pisces, Venus in Virgo, Mars in Pisces, or, you know, whatever the combination might be, the ascendant in Pisces or the ascendant in Virgo, and therefore the other side of the angle will be on the opposite sign. That's usually reflective of strong sensitivity and being an empath as well, potentially. And why the Virgo there? Because Virgo is very, very driven by service. So you want to serve, you want to help others, you want to save others. That's the Pisces Virgo kind of combination. And Virgos usually find it very difficult to say no. And I think this is a classic placement that reflects sensitivity. Now, number 2 will be a prominent Neptune. So if you've got a strong Neptune in your chart, what do I mean by prominent? I mean, is it on your ascendant? Is it on your midheaven or any of your 4 angles in your chart on the IC as well? That would also count as a prominent Neptune. Is it forming a conjunction square, opposition with your sun, with your moon, with your Venus as well, or with your Mars, with your chart ruler? So let's say you're a Virgo and your Mercury, you know, Virgo rising, and your Mercury is conjunction to Neptune. That will be reflective of a prominent Neptune there as well. All right. So Neptune is the planet of transcending boundaries. And I think this is a very common theme for empaths as well as highly sensitive people, finding it difficult to set boundaries, to say no, to separate yourself from others, feeling very strongly other people's feelings, other people's sufferings, etc. So I think a prominent Neptune is reflective of high sensitivity. Number 3 is a prominent Chiron. If you have a strong Chiron in your chart, Chiron the ascendant in the first house, any of your 4 angles in a strong aspect to your sun, to your Venus, to your moon, that will count as a prominent Chiron. And Chiron will be not only a wounded healer, as we hear a lot of astrologers or a lot of astrological texts say as well, but it's really where suffering is, and our connection to suffering tends to be very strong when we have a prominent Chiron, and we feel the suffering of other people as well. There is a connection to being a healer of some kind, wanting to heal the suffering because you feel it so strongly. And being a teacher as well is usually connected with the Chiron sort of personality type when we have a very strong Chiron in the chart. So I definitely think that this also resonates with the sensitivity and the empath and wanting to do something meaningful, wanting to change the world in some way. I think that's reflective potentially of a strong Chiron. And like I said, you're going to have more than one here. There's going to be a whole myriad of one of these 5 aspects or 5 placements that we're discussing in this short video. And by all means as well, I haven't stressed all of the potentials. This is, you know, something that I've seen that's very common, that's repeated in the charts of highly sensitive people. So prominent Chiron. And also on the subject of Chiron, I am giving a whole workshop on Chiron in December as well. I will link some information in this video as well if you're interested to dive deeper in to understand a little bit more deeply Chiron, because I think it's worth it. Number 4, a very populated water house in your chart, or all of them. So let's say you've got Sun in the 4th, Mars in the 8th, Mercury in the 12th, or whatever. I mean, Mercury wouldn't be too far from the Sun, but you get the gist. If you got a lot of planets in between these water houses, that's going to be potentially reflective of strong sensitivity, a strong ability to feel what's going on in your environment. I think especially the 12th house here will be reflective of that, but the 4th and the 8th as well. And they really talk about your inheritance and family lineages as well, and our openness to being in connection to our ancestral lines as well. And so there's a little bit of that in the water houses, but definitely our ability to feel environments will also be connected with strong placements in the water houses. I think we're a little bit more porous, and we're capable of feeling what's going on around us a little bit more if we have a lot of water house placements. And the number 5, which is the last one, if we've got a prominent moon on the ascendant, moon in the 1st, or Venus as well, to a lesser degree in a way, because I think Venus is more on the people-pleasing side. So it could be connected with the sensitivity, and especially the sensitivity to aesthetic. So being moved by art and beauty and things like that, I think that'll be Venus. But also the desire to please and the desire to accommodate another person, or the desire to nurture and nourish another person, which would be the moon as well. Or placements in the 7th house, which is the natural house of Venus there, from the Libram side. So if you've got a stellium in the 7th house, I think that's also telling of a potential very sensitive person there, because you're so attuned to other people. You're very attuned to other people's emotions, desires, thoughts, you know, depending on what planets we find in the 7th, and your desire to do something for them, to accommodate them, to bring them into making a decision as well, etc. You're just very attuned to other people, and I think that's a classic potential here for sensitivity and being an empath as well. Now, like I said, you're going to find the combination of all of those, okay? It's not going to be just one or the other. There's usually a combination. And to finish this video, I just want to show the astrological chart of Alanis Morissette. And she was in a documentary made by Elena Ron as well, who created, you know, who started the research on highly sensitive people. And there is this video, this film, which is about highly sensitives, etc. And there's Alanis telling her story, which is very compelling and really cool to watch, really, because I really love Alanis and I love her songs as well, etc. So here's her chart. She identifies as a highly sensitive person, and there are a few different placements here that we can see that reflect some of the, you know, this is an example chart for you to see. So a few of them will be Mars in Cancer in the 12th. So we've got Mars, Saturn, and Mercury in Cancer, water sign. We've got Jupiter in Pisces, water sign. We've got the moon in Scorpio. So there's plenty of water, you know, signs going on there. We've got the 12th with Mars, we got the 8th house with Jupiter, and the 4th house with Uranus, Moon, and Neptune as well. So again, that's water houses placements. There is Chiron on the midheaven, so very prominent Chiron as well, and Chiron is also in square to Mars. But we also have a Neptune opposite Sun, so we also have a prominent Neptune. So you can see, as I'm sharing with you here, like there is a repetition of those signatures that I just shared with you, and the fact that she identifies as a highly sensitive person and the struggles that she shares on that film. I really recommend. If you're curious, if you're thinking that you might be a highly sensitive or not, this is a great video to watch, or a great film to watch. and very touching to see, you know, how she suffered with that because she had no idea. And I think we all can resonate with that as well. Like, it's finding out of our needs and who we are and how we work differently, I think makes a huge difference in our life quality and how we can deal with daily challenges and, you know, with life's challenges, let's put it that way. So this is it. This is just a small short video for you to tell you, you know, what are the most common placements I find in the charts of highly sensitives or empaths. And also just to say that this isn't the only aspect where I've got the, you know, absolute truth on, you know, the charts for sensitives. So this is my perception of what I found in my experience. So let me know in the comments how you feel, what you've got. Have you got any of those? Do you see yourself as an empath or a highly sensitive? I'd love to hear from you. I am Fernanda Paiva, Hitchhiking Stars, and welcome to my channel. I would love to see you again and speak to you soon. So bye-bye now. Take care.